10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The future holds nothing else but confrontation.
UCW-Zero Wrestling, we are indeed the best of state, the best professional sports organization in the entire state of Utah. Welcome to another action-packed hour of UCW-Zero Wrestling. Without any further ado, let's go up to Commissioner MK in the ring.
Our opening contest is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, weighing in this morning at 200 pounds, from Pocatello, Idaho, Jason Jackson!
Waiting for the entrance, and there he is, the former UCW-Zero heavyweight champion, Jason Jackson. The most electrifying man, I believe, in all of UCW-Zero. The Pitbull, he calls himself. The crowd eventually is going to start barking for the Pitbull. You've got to believe that. But ladies and gentlemen, he's got his hands full tonight as he's going to face off against a former competitor here in UCW, a visitor from Colorado, talking about Caleb Crush.
And his opponent, weighing in at 190 pounds, from Blue Mountain State, Caleb Crush!
And here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, Caleb Crush. He considers himself to be the best-looking wrestler, not just in UCW, not just in Colorado, not just in the Intermountain West, but quite frankly, he told me earlier on that he was the best-looking wrestler in all of wrestling. And now what's he doing? He's going back into the dressing room. I am the Deacon of Doom, ladies and gentlemen. My broadcast partner tonight. Wait a minute, what does Caleb have? Do not touch? You see, that's the arrogance we've been talking about. I get to welcome right now, ladies and gentlemen, to my side, my broadcast partner for the evening, none other than the commissioner of UCW-Zero Wrestling, the man in charge, talking about the MK Bandit. And Bandit, welcome back to the announce booth.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so great to be back. This is where I started in UCW, and here I am.
Absolutely. Great match to start things off tonight. Jason Jackson against Caleb Crush. I was just telling the fans and those listening out in TV land that Caleb Crush considers himself the best-looking wrestler in the world. He told me that in the dressing room, MK.
And that's true, and he also considers himself the best lover in the world. He actually told me he thinks he's the most handsome. He also said that he likes long walks on the beach and he's a good cuddler.
Looks like he's been on social dating networks. And now Caleb Crush asking for a timeout. Jason Jackson wants him in the ring, and he wants him in the ring badly. You got to believe Jason Jackson has something to prove, this kid from Colorado. Granted, he looks good, ladies and gentlemen. He looks like he's in shape, and he is in great shape, better shape than I've ever seen him in, as a matter of fact. But Jason Jackson wants to teach him what's been going on here in Salt Lake City, and that is that we've got the best wrestlers in the Intermountain West, to say the least, if not in all of independent wrestling.
Well, yes, you know what you have here is two of the best in two states. You know, Caleb Crush, say what you will about him. He is an amazing athlete. He is a veteran. He's been doing this for a long time. He's won almost every title there is in Colorado. Jason Jackson has won almost every title there is here in UCW-Zero, and here we go.
Crush complaining that his hair was pulled. Of course, Jason Jackson, not a rule breaker. Fan favorite here in UCW. Crush now reaches out for the ropes to break the hold. That is a legal move. And Jason Jackson holds on a couple seconds more. I think Jackson's trying to intimidate Caleb Crush tonight. And, Jason Jackson is an intimidating figure in the ring, to say the least. Not his size, but his wrestling ability. And he's one tough son of a gun, MK. You got to admit that.
Oh, yeah. So, the thing about it is there's a real contrast in styles here, but no contrast in toughness. I mean, you've got just a hard-nosed, brings his lunch pail to work every day type of guy in Jason Jackson. Then you've got the flamboyant Caleb Crush, who I don't know how serious he takes this wrestling or not.
I don't know. I think he takes the ladies pretty seriously, to say the least. Considers himself to be a real ladies' man, but he loves the wrestling business. But nobody loves him more than Mr. Electricity, Jason Jackson. And now Jackson with that huge calf kick on Caleb Crush.
And here we go. Just a 2 count there.
Caleb Crush now exits the ring, ladies and gentlemen. He wants a little bit of a breather. Of course, this is legal, has a 10 count. Senior referee, John Godfrey, admonishing Caleb Crush to get back in the ring, and there's Jason Jackson.
Big back chop.
Absolutely a big back chop. And there's the barking that I was talking about, Commissioner.
You know what? He took his eye off the prize and he got caught. And Jason Jackson is focused. I haven't seen him this focused in a while. I was talking to him earlier, and he says that his motivation is he's trying to get the best of Dallas Murdoch, and he hasn't done it yet. And so he's like focused, on the title as every wrestler is here, but he really wants Dallas Murdoch.
Absolutely, he does. Of course, Dallas Murdoch, the holder of the golden certificate, can cash that in at any time against whoever the UCW-Zero Champion happens to be at the time. Of course, that's Martin Casaus right now, former WWE Tough Enough superstar Martin Casaus. He'll be on later on in the show in the main event against a newcomer here to Utah, Hunter Gray. MK, do you know much about Hunter?
Yeah, Hunter Gray, we'll talk about him later, but he is an NCAA collegiate wrestler. He's a national champion high school wrestler.
Caleb Crush thinks he's got this match in hand, a kind of a lazy pin by Caleb Crush. The cockiness beginning to ooze out of Caleb right now.
I don't think that Caleb Crush is taking Jason Jackson too seriously.
Absolutely not, but now he's going to. Hurricanrana by Jason Jackson.
That was amazing, and that's just what you see here in UCW-Zero. I mean, this is the opening match of the evening, and it's main event quality.
I mean, if there ever was a package of dynamite in UCW, you got to think it's Jason Jackson. He can explode on you at any time, and Caleb Crush is feeling crushed right now as Jason Jackson continues to out-wrestle Caleb Crush here tonight. 2 counts. Sorry, I lost my attention. I thought it was over.
Boy, for a minute there, I thought it was over as well. But Caleb Crush, is a very, very, look at him. He looks like he lives in the gym. He's a very, very accomplished wrestler, very strong individual. He may not be making the right tactical choices, but I mean, look at the size of him.
Absolutely. Caleb Crush has spent a few hours in the gym, to say the least, and it's certainly paying off as he's beginning to take over on Jason Jackson. And now, nice move by Caleb Crush and a pin maneuver. Referee John with a 2 count. Nice kick out by Jason Jackson. And now Jackson takes a clothesline by Caleb Crush. That was a crushing clothesline, to say the least. And Jackson kicks out on 2.
And he was reaching around to try and grab his hands to lock that in place, and he just couldn't do it, and Jason Jackson was able to kick out.
Couldn't do it in time. You got to think if he did do it, though, it would have been a 3 count. And I'm not sure if I'd call it an upset. These two competitors evenly matched here tonight. As you said, MK, Commissioner, Caleb Crush has made a name for himself across the Intermountain West, but so has Jason Jackson. And
That's
now
exactly
looks like
right.
Abdominal stretch by Caleb Crush.
Now, the amazing thing about these holds here is Caleb Crush gets to rest while Jason Jackson is being stretched.
Absolutely. The abdominal muscles, those side muscles are being stretched out by what's Caleb Crush doing?
Oh, look at that. The old thumb up the
Are you kidding me? Come on, Caleb Crush. Wait a minute. What's Jason Jackson doing?
Oh, no. Oh, he puts it in his mouth. He put it in his mouth.
Commissioner, can't you do something about that kind of activity in the ring?
I'll tell you what, it's legal.
legal, but I'm not sure it's ethical, says the Deacon of Doom. And now Jackson with a nice belly-to-back suplex on Caleb Crush to slow things down. But you got to believe that Jason Jackson is not about to slow things down right now. The crowd begins to bark.
No, and he recognizes that not one simple move is going to finish Caleb Crush as he goes for the big shoulder tap. Wait a minute here. What's going on?
What's going on is Dallas Murdoch has now come to the outside, pulling out referee John. I thought the 3 count was going to happen, but Dallas Murdoch wants a piece of Jason Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. And Jason Jackson would love to oblige tonight. That's for sure.
Well, and, Dallas Murdoch's scheduled to take on the Dark Angel later on. What is he doing?
Murdoch and Jackson exchanging words. Excuse me, Commissioner, I'm sorry.
Oh, my goodness. The people, did you see that?
And Dallas Murdoch throws Jason Jackson back in. Caleb Crush steals a match, ladies and gentlemen.
The winner of the match, Caleb Crush.
A look of satisfaction on the face of Dallas Murdoch as Murdoch tonight takes care of business, further embarrassing the Pitbull.
This has to cause a lot of problems between Jason Jackson and Dallas Murdoch. I mean, they're not facing each other tonight, but this has to affect the psyche of Jason Jackson, who already was upset about his relationship with Dallas Murdoch.
And, you know, I don't think it affected Caleb Crush. He's happy to take this victory home back to Colorado, folks. We'll be right back with more professional wrestling action after this message.
BR Ultra Championship Wrestling Zero, Utah's best live pro wrestling action in Salt Lake City, Utah, at the UCW Training Center, 47 South Orange Street. Tickets are $10 for general admission and $3 for kids 6 and under. Doors open at 6 p.m. and bell time is 6:30 p.m. For more information, go to www.ucw0.com or call 801-699-7977. And remember, do not try this at home. We are trained professionals. Leave it to us. We are Ultra Championship Wrestling Zero. Motivational pain.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit and is for the UCW-Zero Ultra X Championship. And now, the challenger, weighing in at 222 pounds, from Salt Lake City, Utah, Manny Fresh.
Well, here comes the young upstart at UCW-Zero, one of the young lions, you might say, Manny Fresh. And listen to this crowd. Manny Fresh, dream, desire, legacy. And there's nothing that he wants to do more than to continue the legacy. That is Manny Fresh. Manny Fresh now throwing his shirt off into the crowd. He's got a great competitor tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Back up to the ring and the Commissioner MK.
And his opponent. She holds the UCW Women's title and tonight is defending the UCW Ultra X title, the champion, Lacey Ryan.
And you hear the boos, ladies and gentlemen. 2 belts, one in hand, one around her waist. The one that she holds up high, she will defend tonight. The Ultra X Championship belt. Lacey Ryan has certainly made a name for herself here at UCW, to say the least. She's not only made a splash in the women's division with that belt that she proudly wears around her waist, also the Ultra X champion. She wrestles women, she wrestles men, and she will continue to do whatever she can do to hold on to those 2 belts. But tonight, it's that Ultra X Championship, and Manny Fresh takes a nice look at it. You got to think that he wants his first shot at some gold here in UCW-Zero. Junior Greenhorn, our new referee, the youngster here in UCW. He wants to get this thing started. And it is, ladies and gentlemen.
And the crowd is clearly behind Manny Money Fresh, Deacon.
Absolutely, Commissioner MK. And now Lacey Ryan looks a bit upset by that.
Now, to remind everybody, this is not for the unified belt, obviously, because Manny is not a woman. This is for the Ultra X title only.
The Ultra X title, of course, a belt that's been around a long time here in UCW, a very prestigious belt to say the least, as Lacey Ryan and Manny Fresh now prepare to square off. Nice collar to elbow tie-up, and Fresh, obviously with more strength and more weight, pushes Lacey Ryan to the turnbuckle. Ryan now covers up. Nice clean break by Manny Fresh. Junior Greenhorn, that's the referee's name, Commissioner?
That is his name,
Junior
yes.
Greenhorn. Nice to have him here with us.
Yeah, he's been under the tutelage of really the best referee in the state, in my estimation, is John Godfrey.
Absolutely.
And I'm proud to put him in the ring.
Senior referee John Godfrey, of course, will be back with us later tonight. I believe Commissioner MK is.
That is correct.
Manny Fresh, now goes by Manny Fresh, puts an arm wringer on Lacey Ryan. Ryan now reverses it with a nice move of her own into a hammerlock, puts the pressure on Manny Fresh's shoulder, as you can see. Now nice move by Fresh as he reverses right out of that with a side headlock. A lot of pressure now on the head of Lacey Ryan as she tries to fight her way out with it, pushes Fresh down the back of his, looks like his left leg, and now right into an arm wringer of her own, applying that pressure to Fresh's elbow.
You know, that's how you have to win. Lacey Ryan is not going to be as strong as Manny Fresh, but she's got to be more tactical and take out his joints. You know, because you know as well, being a former wrestler yourself, that when you take out those joints, couple of arm drags there. Sorry to step on your play-by-play, but if you take out those joints, you take out the fighter. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. You take out one of those joints, you injure one of those wings, one of those limbs, it could be all over for you. And now Lacey Ryan receives one of those high knees, those patented high knees from Manny Fresh, and she exits the ring wisely, but Fresh now chasing Lacey Ryan. Ryan now back in the ring, and Ryan drops the elbow, but nobody is home, and Ryan feels the pain after that one, to be sure.
A victim of her own dirty tactics right there. You know, I don't understand the transformation of Lacey Ryan. She said to me, when we had our meeting after she hit me over the head with a chair and almost was kicked out of UCW, that she felt betrayed by UCW, that she didn't feel like she was being treated right, and she felt like she wasn't getting the matches that she felt she could and that she could do better. And look at her now, holds 2 titles, and but in the fight of her life right now against Manny Money Fresh, who is in the offseason, if there is an offseason, he is a football player, semi-pro football player.
Absolutely. Manny Money Fresh, an accomplished athlete, just as is Lacey Ryan. Now Ryan dropping those elbows to the shoulder of Manny Fresh, placing that left arm on the ground, and now drops a knee right into the back of the shoulder and arm, the tricep, if you will, of Manny Fresh, and goes for the pin. 2 count on Manny Fresh.
Tell me, Deacon, when you were in there against a stronger opponent who was bigger than you, what did you do? What do you think is going through her mind right now?
Well, she's just got to out-wrestle Manny Fresh. That's what she's known for. She's a high flyer. She's fast. She's a quick thinker on her feet, to say the least. That's why she holds 2 belts. But, Manny Fresh is no slouch of his own, a great technical wrestler, as we saw earlier in the match. And now Lacey Ryan continues to pound away on that left arm. Lacey Ryan showing why she's becoming one of the strong veterans here in UCW, as she continues to attack that one area of the body. She's chosen that left arm.
And look at that. She's taking advantage of Junior Greenhorn's inexperience and just basically taking advantage of Money Fresh, knowing that he may have a slow count on those ropes. And like we talked before, using her leverage, using her tactics to take out a joint. Right now it looks like it's the bicep shoulder area of Manny Fresh. Why don't you tell us, when you're hurt, no matter how big you are, when you have that bicep or that shoulder muscle being worked on by another wrestler, what does that do to your game plan?
Well, it certainly limits your game plan by as much as 50%, if not more. You don't have one of your arms or one of your legs. Most of the moves that you want to do in a wrestling match, even defending yourself, can become a huge problem if you're missing that crucial element like a limb.
Well, he tried for that hip toss, and part of the hip toss right there is getting that shoulder over, and he just couldn't do it. Right there, Manny trying to combat the monkey flip, but Lacey Ryan's experience won over, and he ended up taking the worst of that exchange.
Absolutely, Commissioner MK. Now you can see Lacey Ryan continuing to work on now the left arm of Manny Fresh. Now goes by Manny Fresh, and Fresh looks like he's really hurt, ladies and gentlemen. He could have dislocated that shoulder, and she continues to work on it. Notice where she places that arm, Commissioner.
Yep.
Right there on the elbow, trying to hyperextend it, maybe even break it.
Well, and Manny Fresh has to use his strength, and he's just got to stick in there. He may not win this match, but he's got the heart of a champion. But look at that, trying his best to lift her up, but her using her tactics and her, I would say, superior wrestling ability, in my opinion. Oh, wow. To just work on that arm and work to a victory. It's a war of attrition.
Normally Manny Fresh would have had somebody like Lacey Ryan, who doesn't weigh that much above his head, pretty easily. Tried to pick her up, but that left arm gave out, and you can see Fresh now holding his shoulder and his elbow, ladies and gentlemen. Lacey Ryan, say what you want about her, Commissioner MK. Her transformation, her de-transformation, her evolution or de-evolution, whatever you want to call it.
Uh-oh, here we go.
But she certainly has those belts, and she certainly wants to keep them.
No, don't do that. No. Oh!
Referee Junior Greenhorn's got to get out there and restore some order as Lacey Ryan now using that steel post, wrapping that injured left arm of Manny Fresh around that steel post.
That is a 6-inch diameter, 35,000 pounds per square inch yield strength steel pipe.
And you got to think, if something's going to give, it's not going to be the steel pipe. It's going to be the arm of Manny Fresh. And look at Lacey Ryan now trying to hyperextend that shoulder.
Oh, and did you see that? How smart she was to go in, break the count, and go stop what she's doing. She did two things, broke the 10 count and broke the 5 count.
Well, from the beginning of Lacey Ryan's career, you've noted it, and so have I. She has got some great wrestling IQ, to say the least. She knows the rules backwards and forwards. Currently in her career, she chooses to break the rules, or at least stretch them, bend them as far as they will go, to continue to wrap up victory after victory.
Oh, wow. Now working on the shoulder and the rib area, really working her way down. I mean, you take this away, he is a lame duck fighter. I really see this going the way of the champion. Manny Fresh, not to take anything away from him. I just don't think you can really do much with a broken arm, a dislocated shoulder, and a stretched up bicep.
Absolutely. Valiant effort by Manny Fresh, but it looks like it might be over. Now Fresh, though, starting to fight back. He still has his right arm, Commissioner MK.
Ooh, but it missed that big one. Oh, oh no!
Lacey Ryan.
Oh, he wants this championship as he caught her in midair. He caught her in midair, ignored all the pain, ignored all the lacerations and stretching of the shoulders, and was able to throw her over his shoulder.
He may have paid the price for that, though, Commissioner, as he continues to writhe in pain, sending Lacey Ryan on a ride through the air, so to speak.
And I'll tell you something, if neither one of them get up, guess what? She keeps the title.
Absolutely she does, and she'll walk out of the UCW arena with both of those straps around her waist. Clothesline now by Manny Fresh. Another clothesline by Fresh. Lacey continues to get up.
Oh, and the big shoulder tackle. His football experience coming into play right there.
Absolutely. Manny Fresh now on the attack, minus his left arm. Continues to assault Lacey Ryan. Irish whip, reversed by Lacey Ryan. Ryan now, Manny Fresh delivers a big elbow to the side of the head of Ryan.
Oh, and notice he's using his good arm for all his moves. He's adjusted his game plan, which all great people do, all fighting athletes do, adjust their game plan to what's happening on in the ring.
Indeed, he is a fighting athlete. He continues to fight through the pain here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Lacey Ryan has given Manny Fresh all that he can handle and then some. Lacey Ryan trying to hold on to both of their belts now. Fresh gets her up pretty easily. Oh, wait a minute. Nice move by Lacey.
He went to the well one too many times and paid the price. Oh, and just a 2 count.
Manny Fresh kicks out of that one. Again, you can see that left arm of Fresh as he holds it close to his body. He is still injured, ladies and gentlemen.
She's going to put it away right here, trying to go for the big splash from the corner.
Lacey Ryan climbing up those turnbuckles, middle rope, now goes to the top rope. Fresh, though, meets Lacey Ryan.
He scouted her out.
Ryan now fighting back with a right hand, another right hand. Fresh is backed off, and here comes Lacey Ryan. Fresh catches her. He's got her up on his shoulders. Wait,
and he got her.
This could be it. It's over. I don't believe it. Ladies and gentlemen.
And new UCW-Zero Ultra X Champion, Manny Fresh.
Ladies and gentlemen, you saw it right here tonight. We have a brand new,
Unbelievable.
Ultra X Champion, Manny Fresh.
Fighting through the pain. Look, he can barely lift up his arms. He's trying to lift up the championship belt, but his arms are so hurt. Look at that.
Commissioner MK, this is Manny Fresh. First taste of gold here in UCW-Zero Wrestling. You have got to think this is going to be a night that he'll remember for the rest of his life.
Yes, he will. And you out there in television land and YouTube land are seeing a first and having the pleasure of seeing a first-time champion in Manny Fresh.
Folks, we'll be right back with more wrestling action in Red Hot Salt Lake City after this commercial message.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Entering the ring first, weighing in at 245 pounds, from the Big Apple, New York City, Utah's only deaf wrestler, the Dark Angel.
Always the Deacon of Doom's favorite time of the night, when the protege, the one that I had the privilege of wrestling, he is UCW-Zero's only deaf wrestler. He is a superstar, not just in my eyes, but in the eyes of every fan here tonight. Talking about the Dark Angel, ladies and gentlemen, as he makes his way around the ring, much to the happiness of all of these fans as they raise their hands, showing him in sign language that they're excited to see him in those jazz hands tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And there he is. Had the privilege of having the Dark Angel over to my, to my wife in our house, Yes,
and his opponent, weighing in at 210 pounds, he is the holder of the gold certificate, a 5-time UCW heavyweight champion from Austin, Texas, Dallas Murdoch.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've said it before and we'll say it again, quite frankly, the toughest SOB in UCW-Zero, maybe even history. Talking about the holder of the golden certificate himself, Dallas Murdoch, the San Antonio native, the tough Texas cowboy, the tobacco spitting, cowboy boot wearing, Wrangler jeans. He is Dallas Murdoch. He proudly shows off that certificate as he stares me down. I got no beef with Dallas Murdoch. I'll watch the gold certificate, sir. You can believe me. Murdoch, of course, asking me to watch his certificate. I'll do what I can. Murdoch now making his way to the ring, taking on the Dark Angel again here tonight. Murdoch, of course, the accomplished veteran. You heard Commissioner MK in the ring, 5-time champion, taking on the rookie, the Dark Angel. And the Angel has got a series of wins and losses that he's stacked up here in UCW. More wins than losses, to say the least. There you hear the bell, ladies and gentlemen, as the Dark Angel and Dallas Murdoch go one-on-one right here tonight. Commissioner MK, Dallas Murdoch dropped off his golden certificate, asked me to watch over and you to watch over. It's closer to you.
Well, I'll tell you something. I mean, I wasn't his keeper this week or last week, and I just want to be very clear that the holder of the golden certificate, the person who actually holds the certificate, gets a heavyweight champion shot at any time they want. Day, night, doesn't even have to be a show. They just ask me, but they have to have the golden certificate.
Absolutely. Folks, in the ring, you can see the Dark Angel now unloading on Dallas Murdoch with a series of right hands. Irish whip reversed by Dallas Murdoch. Patented, there it is, the sidewalk slam
wow, the
Dallas
strength
Murdoch.
of Dallas Murdoch. Now, Dallas Murdoch is a brawler. He is the toughest man in UCW-Zero. He's not only an amazing wrestler like that, but he's a brawler.
Absolutely. He can mix it up, and he certainly has. He's mixed it up in Texas saloons and bars when he was growing up, and he continues to do it here in UCW-Zero, to say the least. He is the toughest SOB. No one doubts that in the locker room, and he wants nothing more than to take that championship gold home from Martin Casaus.
Now look at this. The Dark Angel, clearly with the weight advantage, ran right into him and put him right over the ropes. And not everybody can do that, Deacon.
Absolutely not, Commissioner. I was telling the fans that I had the Dark Angel over to my house with my lovely wife the other day, cooked him a steak. Boy, he can eat. He's a big man, to say the least.
And he works out too. You know, don't let what he looks like fool you. He's very strong.
Absolutely. Considered one of the strongest men here in UCW. Dallas Murdoch, though, beginning to show why he's a veteran here in UCW. Drapes the ropes of the neck of the Dark Angel over the ropes, and now they strike. Come on, referee Greenhorn. Hey, faster count.
Once again, it seems like some of these people are taking advantage of Junior Greenhorn's inexperience in his slow counts. Is something we may have to address in our weekly meetings.
Dark Angel screaming in pain, and I would be too, Commissioner MK, as Dallas Murdoch continues to stretch, bend, break the rules whenever he can. Now a big right hand by Murdoch.
Now what I was understanding is that the Dark Angel, being the only deaf wrestler, still trains. Oh, here we go. Oh, and a big Samoan drop by Dallas Murdoch. But he trains with everybody.
Absolutely. He is. He's a dedicated professional athlete, to say the least. Impressed by the strength of Dallas Murdoch, though, weren't you, Commissioner? Picking up the big man for the Samoan drop.
Well, and did you see how heavy that leg hit his chest? It actually lifted the feet of the Dark Angel. Unbelievable.
Dallas Murdoch asking one of the fans now to come into the ring. This is
I'm telling you, he's not someone to be messed with. He is amazing brawler, and he is not afraid of anybody.
There's one guy I wouldn't want to meet up with in a bar in Texas or in Utah, and that's Dallas Murdoch, because he'll bust a beer bottle over your head faster than you know what's going on. Oh, and he misses. I think he hit his head on that steel post.
Oh, he did. He looked like it. And your protege, the Dark Angel.
Come on, Angel. This is your time.
Unbelievable. Waiting a little long. What do you have to say about that?
Absolutely.
Now you train the Dark Angel.
Well, I participated in training the Dark Angel. That's absolutely true, and that's one of the things that I worked with him on, is taking advantage when you have a man down. That's your window of opportunity. Looked like he may have been celebrating a bit too long, and now Murdoch gets that third win, and he's now pounding away on the Dark Angels with a series of right hands in the corner.
Well, and like we talked about, Dallas Murdoch taking advantage of the inexperience of Junior Greenhorn. He's taking advantage of the inexperience of the Dark Angel here, who has not had very many wins.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Commissioner MK, but there's Jason Jackson coming over to the table. He's just picked up the golden certificate.
Wow, and I don't know what I can do about it, because I was ring announcing and Dallas Murdoch set it down. I don't know. I mean,
Dallas Murdoch.
Oh, here we go.
The Dark Angel. Oh, my God, he just rolled up Dallas Murdoch.
Your winner, the Dark Angel.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Dark Angel just rolled up Dallas Murdoch, but more importantly, there's an argument ensuing. Jason Jackson just stole the golden certificate, and now Murdoch's going after him. Does this mean that Jason Jackson now has the power, that Jason Jackson can now take on somebody like Martin Casaus for the belt? Commissioner, explain this to me.
Well, he's upset at me, but I'm commentating. I am not the keeper of the golden certificate. He is. I don't know what to say.
Mad at you. He told me to watch it. What's going to happen to me?
I don't know. I'll tell you what. The folks are going to have to keep staying tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to say except for that we'll be right back. Congratulations to the Angel with more professional wrestling action.
Main event time up next.
BR Ultra Championship Wrestling Zero, Utah's best live pro wrestling action in Salt Lake City, Utah, at the UCW Training Center, 47 South Orange Street. Tickets are $10 for general admission and $3 for kids 6 and under. Doors open at 6 p.m. and bell time is 6:30 p.m. For more information, go to www.ucw0.com or call 801-699-7977. And remember, do not try this at home. We are trained professionals. Leave it to us. We are Ultra Championship Wrestling Zero. Motivational pain.
This is an incredible moment, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tyler Cintron. Tyler Cintron. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe what I'm seeing and touching and feeling. It's former UCW-Zero Heavyweight Champion Tyler Cintron, who sits next to me tonight for the main event of the evening.
The main event of the evening featuring Denver, Colorado's Hunter Gray, who I personally was in the ring with 2 weeks ago and got Martin Casaus prepared for his big main event title defense tonight. So you'll see one of Colorado's best against Utah's absolute best.
Absolutely. Colorado versus Utah. Champion versus challenger. Let's go up to the ring with Commissioner MK.
And the following contest is our main event of the evening and is for the UCW-Zero Heavyweight Championship.
Are you coming out there? They got the beat here, Mr. Doom?
Well, I don't know what it is. I don't listen to that kind of music, Tyler Cintron. Strictly country for me, but there he is, Hunter Gray.
Physically imposing young man here. He's got all the intangibles. He's got the amateur background. He's got the physical presence. He pushed me to the limit just 2 weeks ago over in Denver, Colorado on his home turf. But he's got to understand that he's coming to Martin Casaus' house tonight, no matter who he's got with him.
I'm not sure if you saw it, though. He is physically intimidating, but look behind him. Another guy who's pretty physically intimidating. And, of course, Cassidy O'Brien talking about big, and there's Stevie Slick, the CEO. It looks like it's going to be a 4-against-1 kind of match tonight, unfortunately, champ.
Nothing that Martin Casaus isn't prepared for. We've been working on this all day long.
Well, you got to think that Hunter Gray pulling out all the stops. He wants to make a name for himself. Of course, taking on, here comes the champ, Martin Casaus, former WWE Tough Enough superstar. And listen to this crowd.
The champ is here.
Listen to this crowd.
Well, what better way to make an impression on the West Coast wrestling scene than going one-on-one with Martin Casaus?
Absolutely. Martin Casaus proudly holds that UCW-Zero gold, and he's got a stare down now with Big Vig, ladies and gentlemen.
Slick already playing his mind games, nothing Martin hasn't been a part of or used to before. He is unfazed by it.
Stevie Slick, of course, a poison, as many people would say. Martin Casaus, though, proudly holds up that championship belt. We've seen it time and time again, Tyler Cintron. Casaus, against all odds, finds a way to pull out a victory.
That's what he does. Attitude is everything, I think, is his forte that he rolls with.
Absolutely, you are correct. Senior referee John Gottfried holds up the belt. Back up to Commissioner
The
MK.
following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Ultra Championship Wrestling Zero Heavyweight Championship. In the corner to my left, the challenger, weighing in this morning at 267 pounds, from Pueblo, Colorado, Hunter Gray.
267. It's a heavyweight championship match.
267. He outweighs, and this doesn't happen a lot, he outweighs.
And in
Martin
the corner
Casaus,
to my right, weighing in this morning at 240 pounds, he is the reigning Ultra Championship Wrestling Zero Heavyweight Champion, Martin Casaus!
And the crowd erupts here in Salt Lake City for the UCW-Zero Champion Martin Casaus, taking on Hunter Gray tonight. And Tyler Cintron, you've been in the ring with both of these men. You're best friends. Well, I'm your best friend, but you're second best friends with Martin Casaus, aren't you?
Well, I expect this one to start off with a lot of amateur wrestling going, both of them with the strong amateur background. I think these two are going to feel each other out. This is the first time these two have been in the ring together.
You got to wonder if Martin Casaus and Hunter Gray have been studying tapes on each other. Hunter Gray now seems a bit upset, absolutely upset that the crowd is letting them know whose side they're on, and that's Martin Casaus. Of course, Hunter Gray, a great amateur athlete. He wrestled collegiately. He is just a great athlete. You can see he spends some time in the gym, and of course, so does Martin Casaus.
He can have all the amateur accolades in the world, but Martin's got all the professional accolades in the world, and I think that gives him the decisive advantage tonight. But with the three goons on the outside of the ring, may even the odds a little bit.
Both of these two opponents have competed in several sports. Of course, both of them former standout in football, almost said professional football, now professional wrestlers. And both of these two competitors tonight going to put a show on for us. Great wrestlers in the ring. And now Hunter Gray with a big boot to the midsection of Martin Casaus. Now with that side headlock squeezing Casaus' head. Martin now trying to reverse out of this, and if anybody can, he is the man of 1,000 moves to be sure. Martin showing some strength of his own.
There's that experience factor we talked about.
Absolutely. Hunter Gray now grabbing at his...
They do a headlock of his own.
Casaus now with a side headlock on Hunter Gray. Gray's got to wonder what's happening. This is... Casaus is a professional. Smart move by Hunter Gray as he has referee John break the hold, gets his foot outside the ropes. Martin Casaus right back at the headlock, though.
Pull him back in. Pull him back in.
Casaus is pulling him back in.
Referee asking him to let the hold go.
He needs to let it go, but Gray's in a precarious position right now, Tyler. Oh, and he goes face first into the mat.
Hey, he was just following the referee's instructions. He let the hold go.
He did follow the referee's instructions, and Hunter Gray found his face flat on the mat, and now he looks a bit upset.
Looks like Mr. Gray has Mr. Casaus inside his head already. It's that professional advantage.
Nice collar to elbow tie up. Hunter Gray, Martin Casaus, Saturday night here in Salt Lake City. Martin Casaus now with a nice arm wringer, applying the pressure to the shoulder and elbow of Hunter Gray. Gray now writhing in pain. Nice reversal by Hunter Gray, and now Martin feels a bit of the sting.
Showing his skills off as well here.
Absolutely. Gray's a big man, but he's got some technical skills in the ring, and he's showing those off tonight. Casaus now, that cartwheel somersault, and Hunter Gray now finds himself a bit confused and agitated at the wrestling ability of Martin Casaus. Casaus now with that side headlock on Hunter Gray.
Here we go, a little fancy work by Martin, showing off a little bit.
Absolutely. Great technical wrestler is Martin Casaus, but if he has to, he will mix it up. Fireman's carry by Hunter Gray.
Hunter Gray takes back control with that arm of Martin.
Gray, I think, trying to slow this thing down.
Which is probably going to work to his decisive advantage, especially with the weight he's got going on.
Some 20 pounds more than Martin Casaus, and you don't see that often, Tyler Cintron.
Beautiful arm drag reversed by Martin Casaus there.
Notice the way Martin Casaus has that knee embedded into the rib cage of Hunter Gray, adding more pressure to that already painful arm bar that he has on Hunter Gray. Gray now makes his way back to his feet.
Champ, calm, cool, and collected. Oh, he's got the eyes. He's got... What's the ref needs to worry about what's going on inside the ring?
Well, you know, a master distractor, to say the least, is Cassidy O'Brien. And now, wait a minute, Casaus ducks the clothesline, delivers a right hand, throws Hunter into the corner.
Oh, big clothesline.
And Gray looks confused. He may have hit his head on the mat.
A little bit dazed there.
Absolutely.
That'll add to the daze.
And you got to wonder, though, Tyler Cintron, if Martin Casaus is not wondering about not just Hunter Gray, but Big Vig on the outside of the ring, and, of course, Cassidy O'Brien and Stevie Slick. As Casaus, reverses it. He throws Gray to the corner. Northern Lights suplex. And Hunter Gray is taking it tonight from Martin Casaus, ladies and gentlemen.
Rally time.
Absolutely, and Cassidy O'Brien and Big Vig, Stevie Slick on the outside of the ring trying to console young Hunter Gray.
Slick's probably reminding him how much money he put in his pocket tonight to get Slick's championship back to his side of the fence.
Absolutely.
In his own house here.
You got to think that he's going to do whatever he can. Oh, Martin Casaus going for that patented over-the-top rope dive. Nobody there. And, of course, Martin Casaus puts the brakes on wisely.
I wonder how many times Slick's going to bring people in just to strike out. Is he ever going to get tired of it?
I don't know. Casaus seems to hold on to that belt against all odds. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Casaus against all odds defending that UCW-Zero gold, the 10 pounds of gold that he proudly wears around his waist. And now Hunter Gray with a nice shot.
The athleticism.
There it is.
There it is.
Casaus skins the cat, as we say in the wrestling business. And he sends Hunter Gray over.
There's a lot of meat going on over here.
Oh, and Big Vig now
watch out. Here we go.
Hunter Gray. Oh, my gosh. Casaus over the top rope. Look at the strength of Hunter Gray, though. It almost caught Casaus. And wait a minute.
We've seen this before.
We can't get the fans involved. Pounding away now on the cranium of Hunter Gray.
Ref's giving a little bit of leeway here in the championship match.
Absolutely. He wants to see a winner and a loser here tonight. Looks like Big Vig may have injured his wrist as Casaus came over, and Hunter Gray with a big shot.
Fires him to steel steps.
Oh, my gosh. Casaus' shoulder. There's Big Vig.
A lot of leeway going on tonight. And here comes the decisive numbers game.
Absolutely. 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 4-on-1 tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And Casaus' shoulder comes crashing into those steel steps. And
Big
now
right
Hunter
hand.
Gray. Oh, my gosh. Martin Casaus, that sickening thud on the concrete.
There's cheerleader Cassidy getting in his grill. He's doing a whole lot. Oh.
Hunter Gray showing the strength that he has, picking up Martin Casaus like a rag doll. And there's, oh my gosh, Cassidy O'Brien posing for a picture. Almost.
We ought to get him pom-poms and the tutu Chip was wearing last week.
You might want to do that. Cassidy O'Brien takes advantage of the situation. He's going to run away from trouble, though, as he always does.
Hunter Gray showing his smarts. You got to beat the champ in the ring to win the championship here.
Hunter Gray now backs up against the rope, drops the big leg on Martin Casaus. 265 pounds.
You got to beat the man to win his championship. I think he's wasting opportunities here.
Marching around. You might be right. Of course, I'm sitting here next to Tyler Cintron. One of the great legends here in UCW-Zero Wrestling, to say the least, now makes his home in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm excited to sit beside you tonight, Tyler Cintron. We got one hell of a match tonight.
And here's that power advantage we were talking about. This slows Casaus down, sucks the energy right out of him, applying pressure on the lower neck. This full Nelson is not the friendliest move to the opposing foe, speaking from experience.
A lot of pressure on the neck, cuts the oxygen off, that full Nelson I'm talking about. There's the strength, as you said, Tyler Cintron.
Martin's fighting back. Nobody has more heart than that young man right there.
Absolutely, as he listens to the crowd. He said it earlier, that crowd is the, in a sense, the 12th man for him as he fights back relentlessly.
Fingers were unable to get locked behind that there. Big right hand. Martin showing his own fighting game here.
Nice reversal by Hunter Gray.
Big sunset.
This could be it.
Referee a little bit slow to get down there.
Absolutely. I thought that was going to be it.
Schoolboy.
Another one.
Two near falls back to back.
Oh, Casaus now.
Could
he bring him over?
It's a lot of man to get over.
That is a lot of man to get over, Tyler Cintron. Casaus, though.
Hunter Gray shows that power again. Oof! Big belly to belly. Again, it's the heart of a champion there.
Casaus kicks out at 2.5. The champion continues to rage on, digging deep within tonight to make sure he holds on to that championship belt as Hunter Gray throws Martin Casaus to the outside of the ring on that concrete floor.
This is where the numbers game comes in. Martin told me no matter how bad it gets, I got to stay over here tonight. He's got it under control.
Big Vig continues to pound away with those thunderous forearms and now throws Martin Casaus back to the Lions in the middle of the ring. The Lion tonight, of course, paid for by Stevie Slick, is none other than Hunter Gray from Colorado.
Smart man going to work on that lower back again. He's focusing on that back area, that lower neck area.
265 comes crashing down on the lower back of Martin Casaus. Hunter Gray now picking Casaus back up. Casaus fighting back, though. And Tyler Cintron, we've seen it over and over again.
Oh, big.
Wow, that's a lot of weight coming down on the middle of that ring here in Salt Lake City.
It's going to take a lot more than that to beat the champ, but Martin may have met his match when it comes to power. This may be the first time in a long time somebody's had a decisive advantage in power over him.
Absolutely.
And it's showing tonight.
Absolutely. Hunter Gray continues the attack on Martin Casaus.
Big bear hug, applying a lot of pressure on that lower back.
The Hungry Wolves, Big Vig and Cassidy O'Brien outside the ring, waiting for any opportunity they can use to help out Hunter Gray. Casaus doing all he can to fight back. The crowd chanting for
Big
Martin
right
to
hand.
come. And there you
2,
see
3.
another right hand by Casaus. Yes, Casaus now with a neck
Nice
breaker.
little neck breaker, but what total that take on his lower back?
Absolutely.
Takes him out of the champ, too.
Champ now making his way up to the ring. Hunter Gray making his way up. Casaus now has Gray with a go behind.
Belly to back of his own.
German suplex. Nice German.
What do we got here?
Casaus, he's going for it again. Hunter Gray hits the mat again. Could he go for a third one, Tyler Cintron?
Trio of German suplexes?
And Stevie Slicks pushing the ropes over towards Hunter Gray.
Gray finds, Northern Lights action. He picked him up with ease.
Martin Casaus, I don't know where he gets it. The third and fourth wins of Martin Casaus. Oh my gosh.
I've taken that before. This could be it. We could have a new champion here. But again, the inexperience shows.
Hunter Gray removes the straps of his singlet, preparing like a wolf to go in for the kill. Casaus now trying to get up.
I don't think Casaus knows where he is after that.
I'm not sure he should get up right now.
Come on, Martin.
Casaus very slow to get up, and Hunter Gray clubbing forearm on the back of Martin Casaus. Casaus may have a concussion, Tyler Cintron. No. Wait a minute.
Brings back a clothesline of his own.
Maybe a little game of possum.
Big axe handle. Where's he finding this at?
I do not know. Nice. Martin Casaus, though. That may have taken more out of him. No, he kipped up. He kipped up, ladies and gentlemen.
Where's he pulling this out of here? Again, the heart of this champion is unmatched.
Hunter Gray stumbles.
Here we go.
Casaus has him
TKO.
up.
Nail.
Wow.
That could be it. That's gotta be it.
This is it. Yes.
There we go. Martin Casaus retains his championship and another.
And your winner, and still UCW-Zero Heavyweight Champion, Martin Casaus.
Another hired gun by Steve Slick, defeated by Martin Casaus.
Another blank shot. He brings in the hired henchman from Colorado who couldn't do the job. You know what, Tyler Cintron, I just want to say this. It was a pleasure being able to sit beside you tonight to call such an incredible match. Against all odds, Martin Casaus retains the gold.
Pleasure's all mine, but the Wolves got him surrounded here. He's got to keep eyes in the back of his head with these four men out there.
Absolutely. Cassidy O'Brien perching now, waiting along with Big Vig on the outside of the ropes. Here they come.
Behind you!
Watch out, Martin! Oh my God.
Is this where the numbers game comes into play again? I mean, what are we proving here?
I don't know. This is ridiculous. Stevie Slick now rubs the belt in the face of Martin Casaus. Cassidy O'Brien, Big Vig, and now Hunter Gray stomping away at Martin Casaus.
This is despicable.
I don't know what to do. Commissioner
the referee
MK's coming to our table. I
takes
don't know
a
what
hike.
this is about.
What?
We got 4 men in the ring right now against Martin Casaus.
Numbers game takes effect, but hey, what are you going to do in this fact?
Tyler Cintron, I know that you don't wrestle much anymore, but come on, dude.
What do we got here? But
my
he
God.
doesn't have his golden ticket.
I'm sorry, Dallas
Are you
Murdoch.
missing something?
Dallas Murdoch has just come out here, ladies and gentlemen.
Dallas Murdoch and the MK Bandit are having words. Murdoch wants his match, but he doesn't have his ticket.
You know, I got a feel for Dallas Murdoch. I mean, he did win that golden certificate. He won it fair and square. Jason Jackson, Dallas Murdoch, psychological war games over the past few weeks, and now Murdoch can't take advantage.
Now, was this pre-planned? Look at Steve Slick. Look at what we got going on here. But there's no ticket. There is no ticket. Jason Jackson playing the mind game warfare. We've seen it week to week between those two. I think Jason Jackson may have the decided advantage now.
Jason Jackson's probably halfway to Vegas right now with that golden certificate. It's not in this building. I'm sure Jason Jackson left, and Dallas Murdoch leaves, walking back dejectedly to the locker room.
Oh, so they're going to tuck their tail between their legs and go?
Cassidy O'Brien, Big Vig.
I can't do the match. You have to have the certificate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Commissioner MK just said there is not going to be a championship match because the ticket is not here. Of course, Jason Jackson has it.
Hunter Gray picking. Oh, here we go.
Yes!
Another TKO for your
Boom!
troubles. Thanks for coming, kid.
I love it, Tyler Citron.
The champ was right all along. He's got everything under control. No matter the odds that are stacked up against him, every single time that man comes out on top, retaining the UCW-Zero Heavyweight Championship, or the 10 pounds of gold, as you like to say.
10 pounds of gold firmly wrapped around the waist of Martin Casaus, ladies and gentlemen. He retains his UCW-Zero Championship belt. And listen to the crowd here tonight, Tyler Citron.
Martin, the crowd pleaser, Casaus.
Absolutely. For Tyler Citron, I am the Deacon of Doom, and we'll see you next week right here for more UCW-Zero Championship Wrestling action.